Crystal Denham with Free State of Mind SUP Yoga. This week's yoga topic is myofascial release. And this class specifically is designed for a tennis ball class. So you'll need 2 tennis balls. And it is designed to release the tight spots or body knots throughout your entire body. So we're gonna work a head to shoulders, calves, feet, everything. So you'll start today in a standing position. You will also need a belt or a strap for this practice, because just as important as working out the knots, creating softness in the muscle and bringing and improving circulation throughout the muscle, it's just as important to create more length in the muscle and allow the muscle to rest at a longer length. And you do that by stretching after releasing tight, tender, sore spots. So bring your tennis ball to the mat and you're gonna place your foot on it and roll back and forth, stopping when it feels good. You can take weight off of your left foot or the opposite foot. It's important to breathe. Try to keep a calm face and rest your jaw. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And switch sides. Root down in your left foot or your right foot. Ball comes the opposite side. Just roll back and forth. Bring it to the heel and then press down really hard. It feels good. Okay, now remove the ball and we're going to come into a toe stand. And you can get in there from a standing position, or you can come to hands and knees. I'm gonna demonstrate the standing position. Come to your toes, squat down low, hands come to your mat, and place your knees to the mat. Tuck all 10 toes under and sit back. Place your hips to your heels and your shoulders come over your hips. Seal your lips, breathe in and out through your nose. Slow down your breath. So we just use the tennis ball to massage out any tight, tender, sore spots in our feet. And now we are stretching out the bottom of our feet. And we're going to be here for 3 more breaths. Last inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat, untuck your toes, slide your palms back alongside your shins and lift your shins off the mat, stretching the top of your feet. For some, this may be too much. If you have any injuries in your ankles, please don't do it if it doesn't feel good or brings any pain. Set your shins to the mat. We're gonna come down to our back into Shavasana, a lying posture. Grab one tennis ball. Bring your hips or your heels towards your hips. Lift your hips up and place the ball right on your low back. So right Your tailbone, you're going to go about one full ball size down and over on your tailbone, from your tailbone. And place your weight onto the ball in Shavasana. And you can stay here. Or move the ball around and find a spot that's really tight and tender. And what we're doing is we're lying our body over it, allowing the knot to soften, or areas of tension and tightness soften. So we're working the, there we go, SI joint. Releasing any tension that we hold in our hips. And low back. Five more breaths here. Bend your knee, place your foot onto the mat. Gently lift your hips off of the ball, extend your leg and switch sides. Find a spot on the back side of your pelvis that is tight, tense. Place the ball on it, lie on it, and slow your breath. Unclench your jaw, bring a softness to your face. Allow the body to soften over the ball, creating space, releasing areas of extreme tension, extreme stress. About 5 more breaths. Bend your knee, place your foot to the mat, roll off your ball, keep it close by, bend both knees, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Stay here using your left hand to press your knee away from you, or interlace your fingers behind your thigh or around your shin, keeping head and shoulders to the mat. If you're in reclining pigeon, the fullest expression, press your left knee away from your shoulder as you pull your right knee into your chest. Flex both feet. We're here for 10 breaths. Last few breaths. Exhaling, release. Bring your left sole of the foot to the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Right hand comes to right thigh. Press it away from you. Stay here. Or interlace fingers behind left thigh or in front of left shin. Pulling your knee into your chest. Pressing your right knee away from your shoulder. Head and shoulders should rest easily on the mat. Bring a softness to your face. Flex both feet, and we're here for 10 breaths. Slow, long, deliberate breaths. In and out through your nose. Halfway. On your next exhale, slowly release. And bring both soles of the feet to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and rock yourself into an upright position. We're going to take one tennis ball, and if you have 2 tennis balls, you're going to take one tennis ball and place it on the same spot right underneath the sitting bone. Ooh. That's tight. And then you're going to take another tennis ball and place it along the length of your calf. And just rock side to side, massaging the length. Ensure that you're not holding on to any added tension into your face. No furrowing in the brow, clenching the jaw. Maintain a smooth, steady breath. May feel wonky a few times. Doing it is wonky once you get used to it. It takes a little bit to get used to sitting on the ball, rolling at the same time. Keep working up your calf. Stop when it feels good. Make sure you're not holding on to your breath. Switch sides. Remove the ball from underneath your sitting bone. Replace it on the left side. And it's in the same area that we had the ball as we were in Shavasana or lying position. Place the other ball on the calf and simply work up and and down the entire length of your calf. Stopping when it feels right, ensuring you're not holding on to any tension in your face, you're not holding your breath. Continue working up your calf. And remove both balls. We're going to work our hamstrings. So come over to the right side using one ball, and your hands are going to come back behind you. Bend your left knee, place your foot onto the mat, and come off to bring your hamstring. Press yourself off the mat slightly to lift your leg off the ball, moving it up and down the length of your hamstring. Stopping when it feels good, remembering to stay with your breath. Don't hold on to your breath. No clenching of the jaw, furrowing of the brow. Keep your face soft. Ooh, it's tight right there. Okay, now let's switch sides. Starting right underneath the knee. Bend your right knee, place your foot onto the mat, and roll the length of your hamstring, stopping when it feels good. Okay, so now we're going to come onto the side slightly. Bring your tennis ball right into the little divot of your hip. And you're going to rock over onto your right side. You can keep your left knee bent and your foot onto the mat. And lift off of your mat slightly with your right leg and massage your hip. If you find a tight spot, pause over that spot, breathe. Soften your face, your jaw. Okay, on to the left side. Ball comes to the left hip. Rock over onto the left side and roll around on the ball, finding areas of tension and tightness, pausing, breathing. Maybe you have no areas of extreme tightness or knots in some of these places in your body. That's great. That's absolutely amazing. But self-massage techniques are great little trigger point massages that still release tension from muscles and help bring fresh oxygenated blood and better circulation, releasing tension still, creating longer, leaner muscles. Go ahead and remove the ball from that side. And we are going to come onto our back. So bend both knees, roll down. If you have your strap handy or towel, now is the time to grab that. With both knees bent, both feet flat onto the mat, take your towel, your strap, into your hands, in either hand, and place it on the right ball of your foot. Use your biceps to pull your leg so your foot hovers over your face. Turn your heel slightly in towards the midline of your body and your toes turn out towards your shoulder. Your left knee can stay bent with your foot onto the mat, or you can straighten your left leg, keeping your left foot flexed. Head and shoulders should be on the mat. No tension in the upper body. Check in with your facial muscles. Ensure that you're breathing. Last 2 breaths. Take the strap into your right hand and release your right foot towards the right as far as you can, keeping your left hip on the mat. If you'd like to bend your knee here and place the foot to the mat, you can do that too. So right leg to the right, right hip wide open, left hip still glued to the mat. Last few breaths. Inhale to center. Take your strap into your left hand. Right hand extends to the right, coming out from the shoulder, palm facing down. You can bend your knee here, and bend your knee here if you would like, or take any variation of twist that feels good for you. We are going to slowly release, sending our right foot over the midline of our body to rest to the left, stacking our right hip on top of left and gazing out over your right shoulder. If your foot doesn't reach the ground, that's fine. If you get only a few inches away from the midline of your body, that's great too. Any twist is beneficial. And we're all different day by day. Last 2 breaths. Inhale to center. And exhale, release, sending your leg long. And pausing the right side and the left side. Bend both knees and place your feet to the mat. Hug the left knee into the chest and place the strap on the ball of your left foot, extending your foot towards the sky, strap on either side of the hand. Flex your foot, keeping your right knee bent with your foot on the mat, or you can straighten your leg. Use your biceps to pull your foot to hover over your face. Head and shoulders should stay on the mat. If your right leg is straight, flex your foot. We're here for 10 breaths. Unclench your jaw. Soften your face. Seal your lips. And use your exhales to dive deeper into each posture. Last breath. Take a strap into your right hand. Your left hand. Your right hand comes to the side. You're going to release your foot towards the left, opening up your hip. You can add the spinal twist by taking your gaze to the right, or your right ear comes to the to the mat. Halfway there, check in, make sure that your right hip is not lifted. Both hips are pressed into the mat, both feet are flexed. Last 2 breaths. On an inhale, bring your foot back to center. Take the strap into the right hand. Left hand extends to the left at shoulder height. Place your palm flat to the floor. Cross your foot over the midline of the body to rest onto the right side. Woo. Stacking your left hip on top of right. Gaze then goes over your left shoulder. Halfway there. Last 2 breaths. Inhale to center. Exhale, release. Bring yourself into a seated position. And if you have one tennis ball, that's fine. 2 tennis balls, fine too. We're going to roll the length of our back and roll into bridge. So starting from your low back, lie over your ball or balls, and just begin here. It's a gradual climb. Press into your feet and roll the ball a little bit up your back and then rest into it. We're here for 5 breaths. We're going to roll the length of our spine. If you have 1 ball, you're going to do this twice, rolling up one and then up the other side of your spinal column. If you have 2 balls, you're along the length of your spinal column. Last 2 breaths. into your feet, lift your hips slightly, roll one full ball size, rest into the balls. And press into your feet, lift your hips slightly, roll one length of the ball, rest into the mat. If you'd like to extend your legs here too, that's always a great option. Or you can increase the intensity by pressing into your feet, bringing your hips to slightly hover off of the mat. Last breath here. And roll one length of your tennis ball up your back, and we're gonna pause here for 5 breaths. Continue slowing your breath down. Keep the soft face. Unclench your jaw. Last breath here. Roll up the spinal column one ball length and rest into it. Soften all other areas of your body. Last breath. Press into your weight and roll up one ball length. Allow your weight to rest into the mat. 5 breaths. Last one. Lift your hips, roll up one ball size, lower your hips, 5 breaths. Inhaling, lift your hips, roll up one ball size, lock, rest, allowing your body to rest. This is getting harder. 5 breaths. Last breath. Lift your hips slightly, Roll up one ball size up the spinal column and allow your weight to rest. 5 breaths. Inhale, lift your hips. 1 full ball size up your back. 5 breaths. Last inhale. Exhale. 1 more length. Getting close. 5 breaths. If you would like to increase the intensity, flip your palms down, rise up into bridge. Last breath. Inhale, 1 more length. 5 breaths. Inhaling, lift your hips. Roll 1 more length. Lie down. 5 breaths. Inhaling, lift your hips. Roll. Place your hips back to the mat. Getting into our shoulder blades. They're almost done. Rolling the entire length of our spine. Soften your face. Last breath. Inhale, roll. 5 breaths. Last inhale. Exhale. Inhale, roll. Settle, 5 breaths. Last breath. Roll. And 5 breaths. It's our last position. This is my most tense, tight. Notice areas of tension or tightness that you're holding on to. Let's spend a little bit extra time here. 5 more breaths. Use your left hand and remove the left ball. Roll slightly up onto the top portion of your shoulder and to the right ear. You're going to come to the fleshy part of the base of your shoulder and into your neck. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. And use your hand and place the ball the top of your neck right at the base of your skull, at the top portion of your neck. We're going to roll over to the side again, placing your ear-ish to the mat. So your left temple comes to the mat. Last breath. And roll to your back. Grab your ball, and you're going to place it on the left shoulder blade, right at the base of the neck where the shoulder and neck meet. Roll over to your left side, placing your ear to the mat. The side is a little bit more difficult for me to get into. Okay. There we are. 5 breaths. Last one. Come off of your ball, bring it to the upper cervical spine, right where the base of the neck meets the skull, to the fleshy part. You're gonna roll over to, why is this so difficult for me today? Okay, you're gonna roll over to your ear. Here. This position is, the tennis ball is right behind your ear, still in the fleshy muscles of your neck, releasing any tension that you hold on to if you look at screens or if you're sitting at a desk often. Or you carry any tension in your upper back. Last few breaths. Roll off the ball. Thank you so much for joining my class today. If anything, at least it was humorous. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste. If you guys have any questions or comments about any practice or today's practice, or you would like to suggest a topic, just drop it in the comment section. Thank you for joining us. See ya.